I'm Kitty Gumdrop and you're watching Kitty's channel. So you may be wondering why my hair's up like a troll doll, right? Well, yeah, I promised you a while back that I was going to give you a redemption video when I tried to dye my hair coral. Because I tried to do a split dye where I did the top dark coral and the bottom light coral, and it didn't happen. It wasn't coral, it was orange. And it wasn't a split dye, it was all one color. I didn't dilute it enough because I was using X-Mondo Super Orange and Arctic Vox Froze. Yes. I was using X-Mondo Super Orange and Arctic Frox Froge. Close enough. I know that the X-Mondo line is super pigmented, hence the super in front of every single one of the colors. And I know that I like the line, so I use it every time I need something special done. Which comes to now. I have to go to a music festival with my friends in just a few days, which means that I need to get my hair not looking like this. It has faded completely from the orange to a strawberry blonde, which I've learned, strawberry blonde, good color on me, but it's not the color I want anymore. It's so boring and I want to move on. I got other things I want to do this year that aren't just centered around pink and orange, but for now, they're centered around pink and orange, and I'm going to redeem myself with this coral split dye. So if you're interested in seeing me give myself a real coral split dye, stay tuned. Now for the reason that my hair is parted like a troll doll. I'm not just doing a split dye. What I want to do is a triple split dye. I want this portion up here that I've got sectioned off to be coral, and then I want this to be orange and this to be pink, or this to be orange and this to be pink. I don't really care which one's which, but you get what I'm saying, right? Like I'll have the two colors that get mixed to make the color that's up here. I'm really excited about this in case you can't tell. I've been waiting to do this for an entire month. Excuse me, I drained an entire coffee before I did this. So to achieve the coral split dye, the tri-split, the coral tri-split, that's what I'm gonna call it. To achieve the coral tri-split that I'm doing, I have the one that I have mixed up before, ready to go, and I'm gonna mix that with some of the X-Mondo Super Pink, because I figured it's pigmented enough to combat the orange, so we'll actually come out with a coral color. I should have done that in the first place, use the same brand with the same brand because it's the same pigmentation, or at least usually they are across the board. That would have been smarter on my end, but I didn't do that. I'm learning, please forgive me. I think first things first that the easiest thing for me to do to get this show on the road altogether would be get the bottom parts going, get one orange and one pink, and then get the coral done up top. That way I can get all my lines defined, and I just feel like if this coral up here is flopping around or doing its own thing, I feel like the transfer is going to be an issue. So I want to get it out of the way last, because I can put things over the two sides once I have hair dye on them here, and then I can move on to this so it doesn't transfer all over everything. I just don't think I'm going to have that luxury the opposite direction. Cute. I think I'm going to do pink first because it seems like the most dangerous color. Am I wrong? I don't know. It seems like the wildest and like the most likely to cause ruckus. So let's get this ruckus color out of the way first. As always, we got to do the obligatory peel and sniff. Oh, that's so nice. I always forget how nice that is. Brad. Nice. Okay, so I don't know how good that's gonna work, but I do actually... Why is that so short? Alright, so I sort of rigged a mirror up in the back, and this is very scary. Okay. Goodness, this is making me nervous. It shouldn't be making me as nervous as it is. I guess it should. It's dye. Okay. This is what's scary to me, right? I'm having a hard time. Alright, so I think I've got it on the split. So I'm just going to use this first pair of gloves to goop this pink over here, and we'll get it through and hopefully move on to the next color. So my boyfriend Michael has used the X Mondo Super Pink before. I don't actually have a video of me dyeing his hair that color. I don't always film when I do Michael's hair because he doesn't like to sit still for that long. He starts to get irritated sometimes when he has to sit in one spot, and if I have to film him and dye his hair and juggle both those things at once, he gets a little bit annoyed. Not at me, just at having to sit still for that long. Arm's already tired. Oh, I've got no patience for this. You know, my whole life growing up, I remember hearing that pink and orange didn't go together. In fact, everybody always said pink and orange clashed real badly. And I even remember hearing that girls with red hair shouldn't be wearing pink because it would look really bad clashing together. Screw that. I always thought coral was gorgeous, pink and orange look fabulous together, and frankly, even if somebody else thinks it looks ugly, who cares as long as you think it looks good? Nobody needs to be told how they need to look. Nobody needs to be told who they are, because that's something that's hard enough to figure out on your own, let alone with a bunch of other people trying to tell you what to do. So if you want to have clashing colors on your head, or if you want to have crazy clothes, or if you want to express your style solely through wearing the color black, you do that. Because that's what makes you happy. Your life's about your happiness. What's the whole point of living for somebody else's happiness? You don't have to live with them forever. You gotta spend the rest of your life with you. It is so hard to tell if you've saturated everything without bleeding the rest of it into your hair when it's this long. Just saying. Just putting that on the record there. If you're like one of those people that can mirror navigate real well, good on you, because I am not. I am not one of those people whatsoever. Okay. I will tell you one thing, I think. I think I got the pink. I think I got that pink pretty good. Okay, I think I got the pink up and out of the way. Completely saturated. I'm sorry if I'm not super talkative during this video, but I have to really concentrate on getting this. This is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. Like, I actually thought I would just be able to plop it on and move forward. But split dyes on yourself aren't exactly the easiest, are they? And nope, and I decided to do a triple split. Yay me, I'm so smart. Have you guys dyed any of your hair wild and crazy colors? If so, what colors have you, like, dyed them? I want to know what colors you guys have had your hair. I think the only ones I haven't had is just, like, pure yellow. I haven't had green. And I haven't had many pastels. If you haven't dyed your hair, let me know why. Comment down below why you haven't dyed your hair at all if you haven't, or if you haven't dyed it just any other color than natural hair colors, you know? Like, if you haven't done any funky fashion colors, why not? What's holding you back? Do you just not like them, or are you afraid? Because if you're afraid, you know, some people have jobs that won't let them, but if it's just because you're afraid of what other people will think of you, who cares what other people think of you? Because the most important person is you. Well, in your world. The most important person in your world is you. Don't go thinking you're the most important person in the world, because there's a difference and there's a line. Don't cross that one. Ah! I felt it hit my arm. It felt like a wet spaghetti noodle. Ew, it looks like a wet spaghetti noodle hit my arm. Let's be honest here. I think sometime soon I could do with a length cut. Would you guys check through that, please, and make sure that I got all the orange saturated through? I really don't want to miss any spots, and I definitely don't have the energy to look at the back of my own head. You get it? What? I left it over there. What kind of garbage is this? So I had an idea. I'm gonna go ahead and start that before I'm even comfy and sitting down, because let's get this show on the road. Not that I'm having a bad time. I'm just so nervous. I have no idea if this is gonna turn out the way I want it to. I'm like one of those people where I hate people watching me do what I'm doing until I'm sure it's gonna turn out well. So YouTube was the perfect place for me, right? Regardless, I'm one of those people where I'm so afraid of not knowing how to do something and looking stupid that I used to refrain from doing things. But later, like, I mean, I've gotten to that point in my life where I'm tired of being held back from my own fear of being bad at things. So I'm just going to do things regardless, and however they come out is how they come out, and I only get to live one time, like, I might as well enjoy the time that I have. Sound like I'm dying. I'm not, I promise. As far as I know, I'm gonna be here for at least 50 more years. I had an epiphany to keep my colors separated. We're not gonna, ooh, look at that! I didn't even notice, look at that. My clips, orange, pink. I didn't color coordinate those at all. That just kind of happened. Huh. Here was my idea, right? Clip the bag. Hey, no. Clip the bag to the hair. See, hair, you're gonna have to work with the bag. Golly, was that so hard? How do I look? Okay, so obviously the reason that I did this is I wanted to keep as much of the coral from getting on the rest of it as possible. I'm okay with having that little bit of gap right there so that I ensure to get all of the blonde, because I didn't want to cover up some of that and then come out with like this striping going on. So I would rather have overlapping than striping of no dye. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean. You get it. We're making sense here. We're going up. Also, you may have noticed I used a spray tan water recently thinking it was going to be cool. And it was, don't get me wrong. There was nothing wrong with it. It was cool. But I have to wear gloves at my job, and it stripped all the tan off my hands. So now I got these tan arms and these not so tan hands. And then because I wash my face daily and I don't wash my arms daily, my face is white again and my arms are not. I mean, including the rest of me. All of me is tan except for my face and hands. It's a great look for me, I promise. I was gonna use my mixture from earlier this year, but I think I'm just gonna save that for some future project because it's thin and good for stuff. I don't know. Something. Okay, so I got this going on in here. I'm gonna mix that up. Hopefully we come up with a coral color, unlike last time. I hate it here. Is that like a good midpoint? I can't tell. So we got this dark coral mixed up, and it's definitely a mid shade between the two, and I'm really excited about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this on my head, and hopefully when I wash all this out of my hair later, we don't come up with a muddled mess. I think the reason I need the biggest reason I need a better mirror system, other than this just sucking, I mean, obviously, is this is giving me a silent burning rage to have to do this way. Ah, goop mess, no, 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 no. So I'll be at a music festival with my friends in a field for 3 days. Music, fun, friends, and I want my hair to be bright and stand out because hopefully it'll be sunny the entire time, and I want my hair to be seen a mile away because I'm that bitch. Or at least I want to be. Can I get it to stand straight up, or is my hair too heavy? For a second. Okay, let's try again. Oh. So I've officially got the pink, the orange, and the coral through. So now all I gotta do is let this sit in for a while, and then I'll rinse it out and I'll show you guys the final result, and hopefully I have a triple split dye to die for. Please don't click away from me. So this is not the big reveal because, as you can see, I made a mistake, or as they would chant at me at the gathering, you f***ed up. Because I did. That's where I went this weekend, actually. I went to the gathering of the Juggalos. That's not what it is, I promise. I'm just mixing my words together because I'm tired. Been a long weekend, I swear, plus disappointment of my hair being sun bleached, which I'll explain in the next clip before I actually go any further. Here you go. Okay, so I'm already on day 3 at the gathering now, and my hair is faded so badly. It's been sun bleached, like that episode of SpongeBob where Patrick and him are trying to get tans and look like Craig Hamilton, which I'm on my way to that too because I'm pretty burned. It's pretty bad. I didn't like pay any attention to sunscreen until day 2, so I have that going on. But my hair faded so bad. I mean, like, the orange and the pink are pretty okay. The ends have faded a little bit on that. Pretty fluorescent underneath on the underside. But this is gone. This is just gone. It was coral and it was bright and it is dead.
Let's see the back of it.
The back of, yeah, the back's all split.
Actually, it still looks pretty vibrant back there.
So it's still pretty bright back. It's just the coral that faded then.
Yep, just the top piece.
Which means that I'm gonna have to retouch this because, like, I don't know, it looks like I've gone through a couple cycles on a washer dryer system and I've only washed my hair once. And not even at the gathering. This has just been sun bleached completely because when I showed up this was bright as So that's but other than that, I've been having a good time at the gathering. It's my second one I've gone to. I could have prepared better in the sunburn aspect, but what can you do?
Yeah. Whoop whoop.
So as you can see, the undersides here still intact. I imagine it's because they're on the undersides of my hair and the sun didn't have a chance to bleach them, but anything that had any contact with the sun is just a pastel shade. But I spent the entire week before that getting everything ready, and then I got my hair done, and I was like, you know, I have a lot to do. I'll just shoot the outro as soon as I get back. It won't be any big deal. Nobody will know the difference. I'll just have a tan and I'll talk about how great the gathering was. Wrong. Gathering was great. That was correct. I was so wrong about how my hair would last though. So, in the spirit of doing the right thing for you guys, and because I totally owe you after failing last time, I'm such a failure, and I didn't even get this video up on time. So I'm gonna have to re-pink the pink, re-orange the orange, and re-coral the coral. Luckily, I have everything left over that I need to do the colors that I need. I have the coral mix that I have mixed up last time, still in the bathroom. So I have the exact same shade, so you'll get the exact same coral shade that I mixed up. And there's enough, because I really didn't dye a lot of the top part of my hair. Secondarily, I don't have the same pink that I had, which was Broad Mondo's. So I will be using Electric Paradise by Arctic Fox, which I had on standby, just in case I needed it. Now, it's not the same pink, but it is a very bright pink, so I think it'll still do this look a lot of justice. So, especially over top the pink that's already there, because it's very cool toned, and this one's a little bit more of a warm tone pink, as you can see. So, I'm going to snap my fingers, and then just one magic second, I'm going to do what the lady in the bikini before promised you, and refresh this, and give you what I promised you before, because if there's one thing I've learned from watching commercials on TV all my life, you always listen to the lady in the bikini. Took a lot out of me to do that snap transition. Jeez. Excuse me. Gotta catch my breath. So what do you think overall, though? We got the coral on the top. We have, whoosh, hot pink over here. Electric Paradise by, well, I guess it's Electric Paradise on top of Xmondo's Super Pink. So it came out to be a bit of a cocktail. But of course, the orange on the bottom. We've all seen me with orange hair, that's nothing new. If you haven't seen me with orange hair, go ahead and click the link down in the description below where I dyed my hair orange and I also bleached my arm. Yeah, that's right, I also bleached my arms, not with arm hair bleach either. I used hair bleach and it didn't turn out quite great. So if you are interested in seeing how that turned out, it was chemical burns. Go ahead and click below. It's a little bit hard to see the differentials in the pink and the coral as opposed to the first time I did it. The first time I did it, Brad's pink was a lot more cool toned than the pink that I had to put on top of this, so we have a little more, I almost said orange flavors, but I mean, there's a little more orange undertones in the Electric Paradise, a little more warmer undertones in that pink. So it blends in with the coral a little bit more so than the other one. Doesn't look bad, just blends in a little better. I think it looks amazing on top of the orange because it's so obviously a different color. But I had to refresh this so you at least saw a little bit of what I saw before I went to the gathering, because I really dropped the ball on that one. I didn't think that the sun was just going to strip all the color out of my hair before anybody got a chance to see it. So I just had to wait like 3 hours for this to dry so you guys could get a look at what I finally got ready for you. After just like step by step, the first coral split dye I did wasn't even a split dye, nor was it coral. Secondly, you didn't even get to see it when I did it this time, and it came out so pretty. If you were at the gathering and you saw my hair though and you liked it, go ahead and comment down below what you thought. And if you weren't at the gathering and you saw this whole process, then go ahead and comment down below about how I messed up. Just let me know. Let me know how I messed up about my filming beforehand and how I was like, that's okay. I'll just get it taken care of when I get back. Regardless if you're here because you're a Juggalo, or if you're here because you're a fan of me, or if you're here because you're simply a fan of hair dyeing, I'm happy that you joined me for this, and I'm extremely ecstatic that you came to find out if I had any skills in hair dyeing. The answer's no. We just kind of end up places, and hopefully it looks kind of cute because I got big poofy hair that hides a lot of mistakes. If you liked that video, go ahead and hit that like down below, comment your favorite part of the video, and subscribe, because if you haven't subscribed already, I have more videos that I put out every single Monday, and I would love to see you join me there. Front row, front and center, just like I was at the Whitney Payton concert, at the gathering of the Juggalos. Whoop whoop, and I will see you next week.